a small plane crash in the area of northeast Philadelphia. And we've got Joe Holden on the phone. Joe, do you have any more information about what we are looking at right now?
Yuki, I've been working my police sources, and I don't have a monitor up to see what it is you are looking at, but I do have photos from the scene. In fact, one with you if you want to take a look. It is at the intersection of what appears to be the Boulevard at Rupert Street, and it is just a disaster. Police sources there are telling me that this plane, when it came down, parts of the plane hit cars in the area. Some businesses near the Roosevelt Mall are on fire, as are some other structures. I'm racing to figure out, the extent of damage there and possible injuries. I'm hearing some grim details that we have not yet confirmed, but just from some descriptions of law enforcement on the scene, this is a devastating scenario there in northeast Philadelphia. And if I'm just walking through some of the images I'm looking at that are being sent to me, there are what can only appear to be piles of fire across some of the streets in northeast Philadelphia, with debris and cars and all scattered all over the place. I apologize if I'm not being as clear as I'd like to be. I'm just
no problem. This is all happening at a moment's notice. I understand.
Yeah, and I'm trying to process some of what it is I'm seeing, and in the words of one of my sources, that this is an absolute disaster. In this photo, I'm counting maybe 12 firefighters just in this snapshot in time. Stretchers, cars, debris, trash littering the entire area, with emergency crews as far as the eye can see, and with thick black smoke rising from this area in northeast Philadelphia. I know that my sources were not wanting to speculate where the plane took off, but I know that we have some information from, I believe, an inspector, as I was watching you wrap up the 6 o'clock news, who said that it was believed that this came from northeast Philadelphia Airport, which would seemingly make sense given the size of the aircraft.
And Joe, I understand that area that we're looking at right now is less than 5 miles from the northeast Philadelphia Airport.
Very close, and as you know, this area, especially Cottman and the Boulevard, it just rows and rows of tightly packed neighborhoods with row homes. It is a densely residential neighborhood that butts right up to a commercial corridor and the Boulevard, but this all unfolding at the entrance to the Roosevelt Mall, within the window of 30 minutes, and a bustling area for sure, with that major artery cutting through northeast Philadelphia. And we only can surmise what happened and what went wrong, but on the ground, the image it is a disaster for sure.
Yeah, especially this time of night, Joe, because it's the rush hour is just about over, but I'm sure it was pretty active in that area. It is the mall area, and once again, it is in a neighborhood. The row homes we are looking at on our video, you can't see our video, are backed up to this ball of flames from where that plane went down. So, oh my gosh, I can understand when one of your sources said it is an absolute disaster.
The image that we were able to see from the Citizens app showing those row homes, and then to the left, this large fire burning behind them. I understand that is the area of the Roosevelt Mall, of course. And then the police, when I was on the phone with them, could not account for how many businesses were on fire. There was no word of any ability to control what was burning at that point from the Philadelphia Fire Department. But that police and first responders were trying to simply gather themselves, try to begin and figure out command posts, and use some other vehicles other than just police cars, but they were talking about rolling out ATVs and things to get around because of the debris field.
And Joe, you said you have received some images. Can you describe those images again for us of what you're seeing to add to some of the video we are looking at right now?
So the image I have appears to be Rupert Street at the Boulevard, and it is just a a gathering of police and firefighters and a street that is clogged with various pieces of debris, sizes, all shapes and sizes. It looks like almost like something exploded, and then the radius of whatever that was, possibly part of the plane or whatever it may have impacted on the ground, it's just scattered all over the place. And then you have piles of debris on fire and cars all over the place. Some cars just left, doors open. They're not parked. It was as if this just came at a second's notice. And there's just a lot of hose in the across the picture. And as I'm describing this, and I apologize if I'm not linking it, as perfectly as I would like, but it is just it is a catastrophe that I'm looking at.
And the same here, Joe. In this video that we have been looping, we see the fire crews, we see police crews, we see the lights flashing. It looks like just an absolute mess, and it is. I'm waiting for more video now to see if it's gotten any better. But some of the pictures, Joe, we've got some of the pictures right now that are on. These may be, I know you don't have a monitor, but these may be some of the images that you have seen. We see the row homes, we see the fire, we see police, and we see firefighters. And in the middle of our screen, it looks like that could be the spot where the plane went down, because there's a lot of smoke billowing from the middle of the street, right there at that intersection. And you said that intersection was roughly where?
That's Rupert Street.
Rupert Street, okay.
Who's in the booth? Maybe it's Jeremy or someone can pull up the email that I sent showing this photo and showing just the scale of what they're dealing with there on the ground. This is, I'm told by my sources, this is about 25 feet from where the plane crashed.
So it probably skidded quite a bit and then landed at that intersection of sorts. We're back to our video now. So that was the picture that you sent us. Is that correct, Joe?
That's the photo that I've been looking at. And as you can see, you see the flames and you see the thick smoke there. And
we're looking at Cottman Avenue. Tell me again, Steve. This is between the Boulevard and Bustleton that we're looking at right now, Steve, and or Joe. And you've described it to a T, and now we are looking at it. We're looking at this and the video, and I guess it's been maybe about 30 minutes now since the report came in that a small plane has crashed in Northeast Philadelphia. Once again, there's a very busy airport, but there's an airport out there in Northeast Philadelphia that a lot of people use, private planes, the smaller planes. We don't know as of yet, it's still very early, if this plane was coming into the airport or leaving the airport. But this is the result of whatever direction it was going, a crash in Northeast Philadelphia. People in their homes tell us their homes shook when this plane went down and zoomed by their windows. And this is the result right now, 30-some minutes in, and officials are on the scene. Our Carrie Corrado is on the scene, or is going to the scene right now to get us more information and live pictures and maybe even a witness account. But this is just absolutely awful on your Friday night. It is now 6:47, and we've been following this now ever since the reports came in about 25 minutes ago. And when those reports came in, the crash probably happened about 10 minutes or so before that. Joe, do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, Yuki, I just pulled up my map, and I just wanted to try to understand what I was looking at and how it related to Rupert Street. Mm-hmm. I said Rupert Street intersected with the Boulevard. Please, I stand corrected. Rupert Street intersects with 73, which is, I believe, is that Cottman Avenue? And I'm looking because it is right at the entrance of the parking lot there to the Roosevelt Mall. And in this particular area, so we would be 3 blocks a little bit north of the Roosevelt Boulevard.
Gotcha. We have a map up right now.
Yeah, I thought it was an important distinction. So Rupert Street right there at the Boulevard, and as I'm looking at this area, I mean, it is just so densely populated.
Yeah, it's directly across from the Roosevelt Mall. That's a pretty busy area, very busy area. especially this time of night, as we mentioned. You know, the rush hour is just about ending. Probably some folks out and about, and it is Friday night as well. And then this happens. This happens. An absolute catastrophe.
For now, if you can hear me, I'm going to bail for now. I'm going to get in touch with some of my sources, and I'll join you if I am able to learn further.
Okay, Joe, thank you so much, and we appreciate you so much. And